Welcome back to Bloomberg News. We're continuing our coverage of today's jobs report. The economy is still losing jobs, but the bleeding has begun to slow. The U.S. shed 345,000 jobs in May, the fewest in 8 months. So, is the recession waning, and when could we see some job growth? Hilda Solis is the U.S. Labor Secretary. She joins us now from Washington with more on the story. Madam Secretary, welcome back to Bloomberg News. Good to talk to you again.
Thank you for having me here.
Ma'am, it's not time to pop the champagne corks yet. The numbers show that the job losses are slowing, but that doesn't tell the whole story, does it? Is it too early to say that the recession is starting to abate?
It's too early, and I think that the unemployment rate is still very, very high. It's not acceptable, and we have to continue to be vigilant and work on job creation and helping those dislocated workers receive unemployment insurance if necessary, and employment and training assistance if they need that to get into another job or a higher paying job.
And Madam Secretary, I was speaking earlier this hour with someone from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and he was in agreement when you're talking about 345,000 Americans who still have lost their jobs. That's not the sign for them that the recession's abating, is it?
No, and this president and the cabinet members are going to work very diligently to see that we try to reduce that as quickly as we can. You know, we still have yet to exhaust all the recovery monies. In fact, in 2 weeks, I will be announcing grant solicitations for green-collar jobs. We're trying to create incentives in renewable energy areas, and a $500 million grant will be given out, and people can compete for that. We're also making an effort to improve careers in the healthcare arena, and so we have a grant there for $250,000 coupled with IT training to also be announced in about 2 weeks.
You were pretty adamant today in stating that the Bureau of Labor Statistics did not underestimate the drop in payrolls in May, which helped lead to a recovery in stocks. Where does that rumor of that type start, and why did that cause you, I guess, cause you a lot of grief today?
Well, I was busy doing interviews, and when I heard that from a reporter, I, had my staff check that out and verify it. In fact, it was a false rumor, and we obviously don't need to be a part of misinformation. I mean, at this time, the public wants to know what's going on. We want to be as accurate as we can, and obviously we rely on these government statistics for much of our planning as households would. So it is a very important factor that we always need to be mindful of and be very accurate and transparent about it.
We're speaking with U.S. Labor Secretary Hilda Solis. Madam Secretary, could you explain to our audience how the increased number of people looking for work actually makes the unemployment rate rise?
Well, it happens because there are more people out there looking. So, in fact, that is an encouraging sign, and it will tend to continue to possibly increase as we move forward in the next few months. But hopefully you'll also see maybe some more, narrowing of the job loss. And right now what we're also seeing, keep this in mind, is the number of people who are actually applying for unemployment insurance has dropped a bit. So we are seeing some changes. I'm not going to say it's dramatic, but I will say that we're hopeful that once the recovery monies are fully out there, you see more jobs being created through infrastructure funds and construction and what have you, that's also going to be a stimulus and will change, hopefully, some of the indicators that are not proving well in the construction area. And additionally, I want to let you know that we're also providing monies for about 120,000 jobs for summer youth that will be going out. So that's going to also have an impact over the next 2 months.
And that unemployment rate, it's at 9.4% right now. Is that going to top 10% by the end of the year?
I couldn't predict if it will. I hope that it doesn't, but we're going to work very vigorously, as I said, to make sure that we try to provide as much incentive for those people that have been dislocated, that need unemployment insurance, and those people that I believe are really looking to either change careers or get into a career that might pay them a little bit more. Also, we didn't talk about this, but the retail industry did see a little encouragement there because people are out there spending their dollars. They're either buying cars or they're going in and refinancing their homes or they're getting into new homes, and all because of the different restructuring that has gone on because of the help of this administration. We, through our own program, the UI program, were able to also provide an incentive of $25 for every weak earnings that come about under the UI program.
Right.
In addition, we've also helped to provide modernization funds for part-time workers to those states and governors that wish to modify their unemployment insurance program. So that's another boost for people who are really hurting right now.
Madam Secretary, we have about 30 seconds left. You and other members of the administration have been fanning out across the country, talking about the administration's goals and how to jumpstart this economy and to get people back to work. What type of reception have you been receiving?
I'll be honest with you. I have seen many people that have been very discouraged, but likewise I see this continuing hope, resiliency and tenacity on the part of the American worker. And I met with several auto workers in Michigan and Ohio, with students and with people that have been displaced from work for a couple of months now. And I can tell you that they were all very, very optimistic to hear about our initiatives in green-collar job creation, healthcare industry, IT industry, and other areas and sectors that haven't been talked about.
Labor Secretary Hilda Solis joining us this afternoon from Washington. Madam Secretary, thanks for your time.